So I'm here with Leo Cologne of Leo's Alkaline Water. He does some really cool stuff. It sounds like it would be simple, but it's not. Water obviously is something that we need as humans. And as a massage therapist, I always tell people the importance of staying hydrated after sessions, in between sessions, because a lot of people I think are chronically dehydrated or they're hydrating with the wrong things. So, yeah, Leo, introduce yourself. Let us know what you do.
Yes, well, thanks for having me, Chelsea. Yeah, my name's Leonardo Colon. Yeah, you should call me Leo. I'm the founder of Leo's Alkaline Water, where we make the way water as nature intended it, like more accessible to everybody.
Hmm.
So we do that through like delivery services, home and business solutions to kind of make this opportunity available in your own space.
Hmm. Yeah, that's nice. I know I go through a lot of water. I offer bottles of water to my clients, which Leo just brought a lovely 5-gallon jug for me to provide water for my clients. So I'm excited to like cut the waste of all the plastic that I've been going through. Leo actually made a really cool point. He dropped a fact about hydration. Would you say 40% of people are more dehydrated in the winter?
Yeah, or it's think well, you kind of said it, Chelsea. But yeah, more people are dehydrated. And I think from the study, it said our thirst sensations are less by 40% less in the winter.
Hmm.
Um, so that's kind of like a secret dehydration during the cold times, cold months.
Yeah, that makes sense. I know I try to encourage people when they're drinking water because, again, sometimes I don't feel thirsty, but I think sometimes too people feel like it's a flavor thing. I think
Yes.
yeah, we become accustomed to like all the sugar and the flavorings and like the intensity of flavor in everything. There's a couple of really good like additives. You can just use like lemon juice or stevia or something like that. So you're not getting the artificial flavors or the artificial colors, but I have a couple of things that I recommend to people. Is there anything that you like to use in your water if you do flavor it?
I'll be honest. I guess I say I'm more of a purist with it. So basically, water should have four minerals
Yeah.
that yes.
Brought these lovely copper cups.
So actually, yeah, I mean, copper isn't one of these four, but it is good. I kind of say like copper is one of those minerals that it's not necessarily talked about, but it is one that people are deficient in.
Hmm.
But the four main minerals that should be present in water are sodium, magnesium, potassium, and calcium.
Okay.
And calcium is a big one because if you don't get that necessarily from water, the body will look for it in other places.
Hmm.
Those provide like natural electrolytes, but also that taste.
Hmm.
So I do say like sometimes I like to do like a blind water taste, for instance,
Hmm.
and kind of have like a few different waters and have people just taste which one they think is the best or taste the difference.
Yeah. Yeah. I know for sure I can definitely, since I haven't drank tap water probably 15 years at this point. Yeah, good. But I notice even like when I go, when I went to like my mom's house, like if she just had tap water, I would smell it. I'm like, Can you smell the water?" And she's like, "Oh, it smells bad." I'm like, "I know." So I ended up getting her like a water purification thing. Even just if you go put some tap water in a cup and smell it, there's some pretty gross stuff in there.
Well, yeah, correct. That's kind of there's all the rage. People are talking about like PFAS, runoff. Um, and then just under a year ago, there were some areas of like the north side of town, north side of Indianapolis and
Mhm.
Lawrence, they had like boil orders. I'm saying there's more chemicals in the water, which the treatment centers have to combat with chemicals.
Mhm.
So it doesn't exactly make things nice.
Yeah, and if you think about it too, just the water systems itself, how long have they been there? They're not brand new.
Correct.
So, I was asking you earlier, like, so do you get the water shipped to you or do you do it yourself? And he said he did it himself. And we didn't go too in depth with this, but I'm excited to hear about how this works.
Oh yeah. So as right people, I say what often than not brings people together. So food, right? It's always that's a community aspect. But if you want fresh food, like people normally get that concept, you want fresh water
Hmm.
too. And even like if you right, as an example, the plastic water bottles,
Hmm.
what on average, there's different stats, but those just sit in the bottles for anywhere from a year to two before they hit like the shelves and through the distribution
So that like
channels.
breaks down, gets into the water, into your body.
Correct. And you mentioned earlier, well, what is alkaline water? Well, I say it kind of represents like living water. I like to say living water as opposed to dead water. Water is life. Like I say again, the world is two-thirds water. We're two-thirds water.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just to put that in perspective.
Microcosm and macrocosm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, what's the difference between alkaline water? Because I know, like, our bodies are alkaline, correct?
Correct.
So the idea is to put things into your body that match your body chemistry, basically.
Correct. And I would say, yeah. We're not all alkaline, but mainly, we have some acidity to like the stomach, for instance.
Hmm.
Um, But yeah, but alkaline water, I kind of say it helps put the body in balance. So what we're drinking here, right, just made this, but it's at 9.5 pH. And that's good because it kind of, if I say like my top two benefits of alkaline water, it kind of energizes the body or your system,
Hmm.
but also helps boost the immune system. This is also like restructured water, so it's formatted for better absorption and hydration in the body. And we like to set a good intention while we fill the water. Actually, play like 432 hertz music, so we kind of
Nice.
sing to the water.
So, I asked you before too, like if you had read Dr. Emoto's work, and we talked about the books there. So I don't know if any of you have heard of Dr. Emoto and like the experiments that he did on water, where you take something. What was it? The one was rice, where you say positive things and negative things, and then the one rice grows mold and the other one doesn't.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
beginning study.
Yeah, and then the other one where he freezes the water and the actual crystalline structure of the positive water is like so much nicer and even.
And now he did some studies or whatever. If you played Beethoven versus like screamo music, for instance, and
Yeah.
there was differences.
Yeah. So if you think about that, like if that can affect just water and the fact that we are a good chunk of water, that just makes sense that what you put in your body, what you surround yourself with is going to affect your whole being. Oh, one thing I did want to ask is, so what is the ideal pH if you're wanting to drink alkaline water? Because I know I've seen like 7.3 or 7.5, and you mentioned 9.5. Is there a range or like a very specific pH that is the best?
I would say a little complicated question, but no, it's always like everyone's different or the situation is different. For instance, infants. Infants are born slightly alkaline already. So, and there is such a thing as too alkaline. For infants, right, depends on what's going on.
Mhm.
But up until an infant is about 6 to 9 months old,
Mhm.
you want to give them neutral water. And then you could start slowly introduce alkaline into the system, into the body. But yeah, if you're talking about anyone above that, your typical adults or what have you, yeah, we'll say generally 9.5 is safe for
Mhm.
people. And this mimics like the process that I have, what's called a blue zone.
Mhm.
Like there's four premier blue zones in the world, one of them being in Okinawa, Japan. One of them's in Costa Rica.
Mm.
There's one in California.
Mm.
So these are, again, like areas where the water is of utmost quality, but
Mhm.
also the quality of life also reflects that.
So is this like spring water coming out of the ground?
Spring, yes.
Okay. So do you take spring water and alkalize it or?
No, so again, we live in Indiana.
Mhm.
So
Yep, natural springs everywhere.
So no, we're just taking like your regular commercial water, basically city water,
Mhm.
but we do take it through a four-stage filtration system.
Mhm.
Um, and we do test it by ourselves, and I do have affiliates as well.
Mhm.
So we do get it tested. Because what many people don't realize, and it started with the White River about I think 1999, but what was deemed like the worst natural disaster in Indiana happened to the Wright River.
Oh, wow.
And Indiana has the worst waterways in the country. So that's why I'm kind of doing what I'm doing
Mhm.
because like we need clean, safe water.
Yeah.
But also like I hate saying like we have like quality water, but this is like water as it should be.
Normalize having not crap water, basically. That was interesting that you brought up the thing about the White River in 1999. Like, I had no clue about that. And I feel like that's another thing. People just aren't aware of how bad that, the things that we're putting into our body, not just the water, but the air, the food, all that, like how bad it is at the
It's,
moment.
yeah, and it was what just saw this came out on Monday. I'm kind of new. Also, what people don't realize, it's not necessarily apparent here, but we are in a water crisis. And if people heard that, it's definitely more announced out west, where you can't water your lawns, for
Oh,
instance.
really?
But right now, what's happening, like it's called the Leak District, or in Lebanon, there's new communities happening. Well, when new communities come into town, what do people need? Shelter, food, and water, etc. So now Indianapolis water supply is getting stretched, in particular from Eagle Creek,
Mm.
but also now the dirty water or the return water, there's now an issue like where's that getting cleaned? Basically, measures here are looking to be strained because of this.
Oh, wow.
But one of them is the wastewater. There's an issue already with our water getting clean.
That's crazy. So do they have like a plan to fix that?
I guess it's all still in motion. Can't answer that right now. It's just, I guess what happened, they just had some like town halls or just meetings to kind of figure
Mm.
this out. But it was with some new regulations that just got passed.
Well, lucky for you, you know how to take care of your water to get it to where it's healthy for you. And luckily, everyone watching now knows you.
Yes.
So if you either want to switch from the plastic bottles or tap water, or if you're just looking to take a little bit better care of your body, just contacting Leo and saying, "Hey, how can you help? How can you get me hydrated?"
And that's the name of the game. That's what I say. Just keep hydrated, because that's where like hydration is where everything else comes from in terms of like a health and wellness standpoint.
Mm.
The number one cause of migraines or headaches is dehydration. And again, I know see we have some tea or coffee, but you should hydrate before you have your first cup of tea or coffee in the morning.
Yeah, because caffeine's a diuretic, so it actually pushes the fluid out of you. So you need to have at least the same amount of water to counteract that caffeine.
Oh yeah, exactly. And that's and people say, well, isn't there water in tea or coffee? No, that doesn't count.
I've heard that a lot. People come in and you can actually feel in the body tissues whether or not people are hydrated.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The and this another point, especially with radio waves, all these different frequencies from we have from our phones
Hmm.
and tech. But the number one insulator from all these EMFs, if you will, is water. Water is our biggest insulator in the
Hmm.
body.
That makes sense. And that makes sense why, if you are chronically dehydrated, you might be more affected by the EMFs and all the
Pressure systems, pressure ships.
yeah, that is crazy. I didn't even think about that. I tell my clients all the time, make sure you're staying hydrated. I know for me personally, I try to, as soon as I get up in the morning, drink some water because, we're going 8, 10 hours or whatever without really drinking. A properly hydrated body moves better, and also the organ systems function better.
Yeah, two things where one of them is like the literal cells, like you mentioned, Doctor um, Mariano,
Emoto.
Amoda,
Yeah,
sorry.
that's okay.
Uh, but basically, there's four stills. One, and this guy basically he drank beverages, waited 10 minutes, and then took blood samples, and then studied them under a microscope.
Hmm.
But one of them was just normal water, coffee, RO water, and then alkaline water. And by the alkaline water, the cells are moving faster than jacked up by caffeine. But it's because again, like technically each cell within us is 99.9% water by volume. So again, it matters what kind of water. Not all water is the same.
Yeah, and then too, if you're drinking water that has heavy metals, toxins, things like that, then your body is working harder to detoxify that as it goes through your body. So it's super hard on your liver. There's certain soft tissues that will retain some of those toxins. It's just hard to detox from them unless you're actively detoxing in certain ways.
That's why like the alkaline water, it's like it actually combats free radicals in the body and like oxidative stress. So again, it's just immune boosting in that way as well.
Mhm. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's another thing I tell people after we get done with the bodywork session is make sure you're staying hydrated because that in itself is going to support your body in detoxing. And you might have some of those symptoms where you don't feel great or you might have a headache, but staying hydrated is going to help like combat that and help your body get rid of all the junk that you need to.
Oh, yeah, so that one token that I say is like you got to do the water cleanse, like
Mhm.
just flush it out.
So do you do water fasting at all?
I do. I think the longest I've done was like 3 days. I know some people I have seen them that was like 7 to 10.
Mm.
Actually, I don't like saying the word like client or customer. I say like water fam.
Water.
Hashtag water fam.
I like that.
But yeah, let's just make it more personal, which it is. But no, I had a water fan member just sign up, and it was by referral, but she was actually on a water fast,
Mhm.
and she was wanting something that, yeah, just provided something a little bit more, almost when you say like nutrient dense, but
Mhm.
we are talking about water. She was definitely thrilled. She had a good switch over.
Yeah, that's awesome. Water fam. I should come up with something for my people. So you only do delivery? You don't do you like ship water?
It's we say that Leo's Alkaline Water, we meet people where they are with delivery services and independent solutions.
Okay.
So as of right now, yeah, we do delivery services in your typical like 5 gallon jugs,
Mhm.
as if you see in like your office settings or
Mhm.
like hot cold dispenser. We start people off with just a starter, like a hand pump, because another tidbit,
Mhm.
like water should be consumed at room temperature.
Mhm.
It's easier on your system to process.
Yeah.
But no, but we do deliveries. We kind of do south as Greenwood, all of Indianapolis, and then
Okay.
some on the north side, like Westfield, Carmel, Fishers, Noblesville,
Okay.
um, and then right some places in between. And then we do in terms of your home or business solutions, so that we do can do anywhere.
Nice. So aside from the water delivery, and kind of like central Indiana, do you do anything with like education or
Yeah. So right, I consider myself like a health and wellness entrepreneur. One that being, yeah, I'm technically like a chef by trade. So I do kind of still some work in the kitchen, like cooking demonstrations,
Mhm.
or do some work there. But right, as it's all what you intake in you are what you eat and drink. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I work in the health and wellness realm of food, water, hydration, nutrition. With that being said, yeah, we actually work on like a monthly cooking demonstration.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
do various different like pop-ups, or we're also at like the indie winter farmers market.
What is your website?
So yeah, it's
Okay.
leosalkalinewater.com. The IG handle Leo's Alkaline Water, and same on Facebook.
Okay, so that's fairly easy to find. I'll definitely tag all those down in the bottom in the comments. So if you are looking to connect with Leo, feel free, become part of the water fam.
That's it.
We were kind of talking about general wellness stuff, and I think we definitely could have a lot more to chat about and educate people. Well, thank you for hanging out and chatting with me.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Well, and keep everyone hydrated.
Yes, please, especially in the wintertime.